Welcome to VisaVerge News, your trusted source for the latest in immigration updates and policy analysis. Today, we're diving into a major and controversial decision by the Trump administration to end temporary legal protections for over 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Joining me to break this down is my co-host, Christopher.
Thanks, Avery. This is a huge development, and it sparked significant concern and debate. As of April 24, 2025, about 530,000 migrants will lose their legal status under a parole program initially established during the Biden administration. Let's start with the basics. What was this parole program all about?
Sure. The parole program was introduced by the Biden administration to give migrants fleeing economic and political instability a chance to live and work legally in the U.S. It started in 2022 for Venezuelans and expanded in 2023 to include migrants from Cuba, Haiti, and Nicaragua. Approved migrants needed a financial sponsor in the U.S. to ensure their stay.
Right. This was seen as a way to create legal migration pathways while addressing border pressures. But as with many immigration policies, it didn't come without controversy. President Trump argued during his campaign, and again after taking office last year, that this program overstepped executive authority.
Exactly. When President Trump returned to office in 2024, he quickly moved to dismantle it. His executive order on January 20th, 2025 claimed the program sidestepped Congress and violated immigration laws. Now, with its termination, migrants protected by the program face potentially dire consequences.
And that's really the heart of this issue. What happens next for these individuals? Deportation is a looming threat unless they can qualify for other protections like asylum or temporary protected status. But those pathways have significant barriers. Many are left in limbo.
Right, and it's not just about legal status. These are people who've already started building their lives here. They have jobs, their kids are in schools, and they're part of communities. For families with US-born children especially, deportation could lead to heartbreaking separations.
It's devastating. And to make things worse, the conditions in many of their home countries, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, haven't significantly improved. In some cases, they've even worsened. Sending people back to those situations raises serious humanitarian concerns.
That's a key criticism from immigrant rights groups and legal advocates. They argue that this decision undermines humanitarian principles while also raising questions about its legality. There are already several lawsuits challenging whether the Trump administration has the authority to revoke legal protections granted by a prior administration.
Yes, and legal experts are watching these cases closely. For example, one lawsuit involving Venezuelan migrants claims that recent deportations may have violated safeguards promised under the parole program. If these challenges gain traction in court, they could delay or even block some deportations.
But public opinion is mixed, isn't it? Supporters of President Trump's decision argue that enforcement of immigration laws must take priority, and that bypassing Congress with programs like this sets a dangerous precedent.
On the flip side, critics say it's unnecessarily punitive, especially since these migrants contribute to industries like agriculture and construction. Removing such a large workforce could disrupt these sectors significantly and hurt local economies across the U.S.
And there's also the broader impact to consider. Deporting over 500,000 people will undoubtedly strain diplomatic relations with countries like Cuba and Venezuela. Some experts see this as a step back from the U.S.'s role in providing humanitarian relief globally.
Absolutely. It's a clear signal that U.S. immigration policy is shifting towards stricter enforcement, even if it means reducing pathways for legal migration. And it could set the stage for further rollbacks to other programs. Some are already discussing changes to temporary protections granted to Ukrainians. Absolutely. It's a clear signal that U.S. immigration policy is shifting toward stricter enforcement, even if it means abusing pathways for legal migration. And it could set the stage for further rollbacks to other programs for Ukrainians. Some are already discussing changes to temporary protections granted to Ukrainians. Absolutely. It's a clear signal that U.S. immigration policy is shifting towards...
That's a great point. This move is likely to have ripple effects not just on migrants, but also on communities, industries, and even international perceptions of the U.S. With April 24 approaching fast, the urgency for affected migrants to find solutions can't be overstated.
It's a stark reminder of how deeply immigration policy touches lives. Whether it's enforcement or humanitarian relief, these decisions have lasting consequences. We'll continue following the legal challenges and the broader implications of this policy shift.
And that wraps up today's discussion. Thanks for tuning in to VisaVerge News. For more updates and expert analysis on immigration, visit us at visaverge.com. See you next time.